I was doing some online research and I came across a topic called positive toxicity. And I'm like, whoa, I've never heard about it. Have you ever heard about it? Guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Every Religion. As usual, I'm happy to have you here. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching me as always. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking and everything and sharing with your friends. Karibu sana. So on today's topic is toxic positivity. So I had a cold, so don't worry about I'm having like a bit of a base. So the topic is positive toxicity. So I'm like, wow, I've never heard of this. Like I didn't know like you can be so positive until it's toxic, like it's not the good kind of positive. So, and I feel guilty, like I've just reading through the article and I was like, wow, like that's so me. And I don't know where you draw the line of where it is it is toxic, because I'm like, wow, I'm just blown away. Even me, I'm just like, I feel like it's me. I'm describing me. So okay, so the definition of toxic positivity is, according to an article by Kendra Sherry on www.verywellmind.com, and the title of the topic is Toxic Positivity, Why It's Harmful and What to Say Instead. So she says that, and I quote, toxic positivity is the belief that no matter how dire or difficult a situation is, people should maintain a positive mindset. In other words, it rejects all difficult emotions in favor of a cheerful and often falsely positive facade. So basically, you're just this person who's positive, and you end up ignoring things are happening, like the house is on fire, just like smiling, like and the house is on fire, everything is going wrong. So you're supposed to go through that emotion. You're supposed to go through it, because if you suppress it, then maybe one day it will blow up and it won't be good. It won't be a good look, and maybe it will be years later instead of just dealing with it at the present moment. So I wrote down a few signs on what the examples of toxic positivity. So number one, often sweeping things under the rug rather than facing them head on. So you find that you're that kind of person. Maybe you're faced with an issue and you don't even face it. And I've seen that with narcissists. I don't know why they often do that. They kind of like don't deal with things as they come. They like pushing it on the rug, and at the at the end of the day, you'll find like there's a lot that has been put under the rug that it's too much, like it's piling up, and you don't address it, and things just pile up and becomes big and huge, and at the end of the day becomes like a mountain, instead of like dealing with it head on in the beginning stages. So when you sweep things under the rug, like you just end up not handling that situation, and then it will grow and grow and grow. It's kind of like getting a wound. Maybe you cut yourself on your hand, and then you ignore it. Maybe you don't even do anything to it, and sometimes it heals, of course, but like oftentimes you'll find that because you ignored it, then it became something else, and it grew, and it became bumpy. Have you ever noticed that? So it's always good to just address that wound like initially, and then you'll deal with it, and it will heal faster. Yeah, then the other point is downplaying other people's emotions because they make you feel awkward, uncomfortable or awkward. So you don't play people's emotions. You're like, no. It's not that big of a deal. You tell someone no, you don't. Maybe someone is going through a heartbreak or a loss, and you're like, no, it's you should just cheer up. It's not the end of the world. But as in, you just tell them things like, there's a light, like, okay, I feel like it's weird because I feel like I'm that kind of person who does that, and I'm very positive. So I'm like, wow, this is interesting. But I think when it's too much, I think too much of something is when it's poisonous, when it's too much, but I feel like it's good, to be positive. But at the same time, you shouldn't be like, you should be empathetic. Let's say someone is going through something, you shouldn't be like, cheer up, like smile. At that point you should be like, are you okay? If you need me, I'm here to talk, I'm here to listen. Like, you should be more empathetic on that person's situation rather than telling them, cheer up. You should smile. You should let it go. It could have been worse. Instead of saying things like that, be there for that person and just be able to be just a listening ear to them, and then they'll feel better. It's like they're not judging them. And the other point is also shaming people when they don't have a positive attitude. So you often, maybe when you find someone is going through something, and they're having their moment, probably they're just taking time out to just curl up on the sofa or something and just deal with their emotions. Then you're shaming them, like, what's wrong with you? Just get over it. What's wrong with you? And I hate that. For me, like, when I go through a heartbreak, and especially in the past, I used to really take my time, because I used to feel it, like it hits me so hard, because I'm very emotional, and because I love hard, and I go hard when I'm in love. So when I get a heartbreak, then someone comes and tells me, get over it. I used to feel so bad. Like, the people who are just like, they act all hardcore and all that. So they were like, oh, get over it. It's not a big deal. You can always get someone, that kind of a thing. So it's good to just empathize with someone at that moment. Of course, they shouldn't dwell on that, but just give them time to mourn and grieve over that emotion. Over that failed relationship or whatever it is that they're going through. Yeah. And the other point is also hiding behind quotes and not expressing your true feelings. So I'm guilty. But I don't hide, really, because I love good quotes, and I love good quotes. So I don't know. This one is interesting. So yeah, sometimes you just end up doing such things. Probably you're going through something and you end up just doing the opposite and just putting quotes that people will just accept, and like, yeah, that's amazing. So yeah, I don't know. Really, this one is interesting because I feel like I'm guilty of that. Yeah. Then the other point is also feeling guilty about experiencing anger or disappointment. So I feel like sometimes I can be so hard on myself whenever maybe I've been disappointed in something or someone. Maybe I didn't expect that person to act in a certain way that they acted in. So I end up feeling guilty. Like, like I always beat myself up for just being able to feel guilty, feel bad and disappointed, And I'm always like, why did I allow that? I'm always beating myself down, and I shouldn't. You should just feel disappointed and just feel it and not be so hard on yourself, and just know that, it's a human emotion, and just go through with it and just heal from it, instead of just beating yourself down for feeling bad or experiencing anger. And it happens, like life sometimes things can happen, you just feel anger, and it's actually a healthy emotion. That's what I'm saying. But don't overdo it, don't go overboard or anything of that sort. Yeah. Then telling someone it should have been worse, as I said before. Like, if you tell someone it should have been worse, then it's kind of like telling them, get over it, or get a grip. When you tell someone like that, especially like it's the day they just buried their loved one, like, just be more empathetic, just be able to ask them, like, what do you need? Like, just don't do that. Don't beat someone else when they're down. Then the other thing is also feigning gratitude. When you feign is like faking. When you feign gratitude, maybe someone has maybe your life has been difficult, and then someone is like, no, you should be grateful. You should be grateful that you have this and you have that. So you're like, yeah, I'm grateful. So when you do that, it's not good. Like, it's always good to just be real with your emotions and how you feel and your true feelings. You shouldn't be able to fake an emotion. So when you fake gratitude, it's just not right. So that's like toxic. I am so surprised at these things. Yeah, with the points. Then it's always, this one is like a repercussion. I think it's a way of avoiding reality. Yeah, it's like you're avoiding reality. You're creating a fantasy, sort of, so to speak. You're like, yeah, everything is perfect, I'm fine. And that time maybe you've been hit. Maybe your arm is swelling, you're feeling pain or something, not even physical. Probably you're going through something emotional, maybe a breakup, and you're feeling so bad, and someone is like, how are you doing? I'm great, I've never been better, I'm great, something like that. So you tend to avoid reality, which is not the case. So it's good to just be like, especially to have good friends that know you and know when you're not you're not your real self, and just you can be with them. You can just be able to tell them how you're feeling, like, I'm not feeling so good, please, just help me. You can just open up to people. Just try and have people you can open up to, and just who can be able to listen to you when you're not feeling good, who can be able to notice even when you're not feeling good without even telling them. So yeah, I think, yeah, that's another sign of toxic positivity. And the other sign is also it can drive you to people pleasing behavior. So this one caught my eye because I've have a history of people pleasing. So I think when you're toxic, you're having toxic positivity, you're like, yeah, maybe someone comes and they're like, they abuse you, they're like, you're good for nothing, get out of my way, you're like, they just abuse you, and you're like, it's okay. And then someone else tells you, like, what's up with that? Why didn't you react? Like, why didn't you call that person out? And then you're like, no, it's okay. I think they're just going through something. It's okay. Never mind. I don't feel bad about it. It's okay. So when you do that, then it makes you now develop people pleasing behaviors and trying to please people, especially even when they're not treating you as well. So watch out for being, positive toxicity. And I'm just surprised that it goes hand in hand with people pleasing. So, wow, interesting. Then the other point is also a false projection of life as perfect. So when you have positive toxicities, when you're just like, everything is perfect, everything, even when you can't really open up to people, especially people who are close to you. You can't even tell them, like, I'm going through this, my marriage is on the rocks, I don't have money, I'm overwhelmed with work, with balancing work and life and all that. So now you're just like, yeah, everything is perfect, everything is good, everything is great, everything, I'm good, like you just, so it kind of gives you that false projection of life as perfect, which is not the case. So yeah, if you can, just be wary of positive toxicity, just be you, be real. If you're going through something, just get through it. Don't try and fake being happy or being positive when you're not really. Go through those emotions, feel those emotions. If you need to talk to someone, talk to someone. If it's a therapist, good friend, a listening ear, God, talk to God, vent to God, cry to God, and just go through the things you're going through, and just without having to fake being okay. So it's okay not to be okay. Thank you so much for watching. It has been your girl, Ivory Junior. Until next time, take care.